Hello, Missouri Mama here. My name is Nina, and today we are going to start on my Toll Keeper by Bella Art Diamonds. Yeah. So I have it all kitted up in some bottle storage case thing. I'm gonna try out my trays by Bella Art. These are the 2.1s. They have much newer ones. I have this one out. I might try this one out too. This is their little book design. It's so adorable. I'm just using a resin pen from MYOWA. MYOWA. I'm also using Alien Putty. I'm not using the purple. I'm using the Galactic in my single and my 8-placer. I just have this tray that I made. It's super cute. I made this tray last year about this time, and it keeps my pen from rolling away and gives me a place to put stuff I'm using. So I'm just gonna sit over here on the side, and we're gonna start right here and see how it goes. This is just a scraper out of a resin kit. And there's just washi tape from Amazon on here. It was like a witchy kit that I got. Super cute. Ooh, that did not stay on the... Stop it. And this is a little craft blade my sister got me. She gave it to me for Christmas last year. I hope I went through. It's really nice because it just has a tiny little point on it. I'll show you in just a second. I'm not distracted trying to figure out how to do straight lines. And these cover minders, you can see, these are just ones that I made myself. So we got flat back pins that I cut the backs off and glued on a magnet. I grinded down the points as well to keep them from being sharp. And then I got some 3D prints. I don't even know if you can see them, but I have this cute little spider. I don't even like spiders, but this guy's actually cute. And I got from Amazon as well that I glued a magnet onto. Cute little mummy dude. Looks like a voodoo doll, almost. And then I lost it. There it is. And I got this little skeleton that came with the spider in a set. A little 3D printed jiggly dude. And then a bunch of different characters. At the end, I will show you a better shot of the characters, and if anybody wants to, they can help me. Can like vote on which section to do next. I forgot I took that off. So let me just set that stuff off to the side. I'm going to start with the black tray because I like it. I like the color better than the yellow. So lid slides off. What color should we start with here? 7. It's a pretty dark blue. Don't need very much. Actually, they go down into the notches pretty good. I have an 8 placer on and then a single placer. I'm not sure how much of the 8 placer I'm really gonna need, but my normal pin that I use is MYOWA. I lost it somehow. But I do tend to use a multi-placer and just pick up a couple. So like there I only picked up 2. Three. So for section wise, this is actually pretty small for me. I recently did a 50 by 70, which is a little bit shorter this way, but longer that way, because this is a 55 by 55. And I just divided it into 6 parts. So these are pretty small sections. Normally this, I divide it into like 4s. But I thought I would try smaller sections and see how that goes. Make it easier for doing a whip it, a work in progress video. And so throughout the week I will still be working on this before I record my next video for next week. And we'll see how far I get. I do have a lot of stuff to do this week. And so tomorrow I have physical therapy, which is probably going to make me very sore, so I'll probably be able to work on this a little bit in a couple of days, because I won't be able to do much else. Like resin will be really hard to do. But I do have some projects downstairs to demold for Thursday, Friday at least. Hope to pour a couple more today. Trying to get back on track, but this shoulder and neck issue is driving me crazy. It hurts so much. It's like this arm is fine, but my left side, oh, it's not doing well. And I totally somehow managed to, there we go. I just dropped these down. And the adhesive is really good. This makes some nice pops. Hopefully you guys can hear that. And it has a lot to do with the canvas and the alien putty. Alien putty makes nice sounds. So I don't know if I said anything about what's going on with physical therapy. So I was under the impression that my shoulder was the problem. But the physical therapist thinks that my neck is the problem and is concerned that there might be something going on in there. Hopefully it's just not. She also is concerned I might still be suffering from concussion. I was like, great, just what I need. She gave me some exercises to do, so I've been trying to do those. They're real easy ones, just based on neck and shoulder movement. But one of them for my neck is turning my neck completely side to side and holding for 2 seconds on each side. And that one I don't like. There's this horrible sound that my neck is making. It sounds gross. I'm not one of those people who like the sounds of popping bones and stuff, so anything resembling that gives me the heebie-jeebies. And right now it's my neck's making crackly, grindy sounds. It's not very pleasant sounding for me. Oh, that sound. It's weird that sound I like, but most weird ASMR type sounds I can't stand. I don't know why. So, is anybody else working on any fun projects lately? So I got my resin that I am trying to do when I'm able to. Between the kids' busy schedules and pain. Because, so here where we moved to, there's no school buses for in-town kids. So I have to drive them around. Drive them to school every morning. Then go pick them up. And then if they're in sports, I have to do that driving as well. And of course, they're in sports. So, yeah. And then it's hard to, just Kia's not very good at keeping her phone charged. So, which is my daughter. For anybody who doesn't know. She, so sometimes she'll be like, she'll say that she's not going to practice or doesn't have practice, and then I'll show up there at 3 and she won't be out there. So then I have to go back at 5 and find her, and then I have to go back at 6 to pick up my son. And it's just like, man, can't you guys get out at the same time? Like, because there's so much traffic. And well, when the wreck happened, I was actually on my way from the school from picking them up, so it's kind of like makes me a little paranoid. I was hit by a teenager, T-boned. Man, I wish I'd stop sticking my hand on there. And so I'm a little paranoid now. There are some not so mature drivers out there I've seen driving crazy. And my son, he just got his permit a couple months ago. I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, I better not see you driving like that. I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm like, man, so I'm not ready for having to worry about how he's out there driving. But he's doing pretty good. He's got some nervousness about driving as well from the wreck. He's very paranoid about intersections now, which is sad. But I'm glad that he didn't get hurt. But it did freak him out. He said I wasn't acting like myself. I was very out of it, which makes sense because I did hit my head. I mean, I had a sore spot, like where it felt really tender, like this long across the top of my head on the left side. So I'm not really surprised that I was acting weird. Now I don't remember a lot of what happened afterwards, a lot of the conversations with the medical people and stuff. But that's not really surprising. I have memory problems. I have for a very long time. So I don't know how everybody else tends to do their diamond painting. I do go color by color. I just find it easier than pouring out gems over and over again. Man, that sounds nice. So the little bit of this galactic I have is what my sister gave me to try. And so far it's been my favorite. So at some point I'm going to order some. I haven't yet because what I have is going to last me a little while. I'm just kind of going through doing some single placing right now because there's some broken up spots on here. Confetti, as I like to call it. I do think next time I'll do a smaller multi-placer. So with the alien putty airsoft, and I go through and I just kind of push it back over the tip. Same with on the big one, but the big one's not that bad yet. And I just kind of like smooth it back out, make it as even as I can. So I had this interesting, I have two interesting ideas actually about diamond painting stuff. So one of them, Advent calendar, has kind of started for the beauty community. And I know Diamond Art Club has done an Advent calendar in the past. And the idea that they did, I just wasn't intrigued by it. It's like you get the diamond painting and then you open it up and you get gems to work on it for the days and whatnot. There may have been more to it, but that was my general understanding. My idea might be like hard to accomplish. I don't know, but I thought it would be cool that instead of doing an actual diamond painting, because it's kind of subject to taste on what people want to work on. And I just dropped that one where I didn't mean to. But instead of doing it that way, what about doing like different accessories? So in some doors you could have cover minders, you could have, there's a lot of handmade waxes and putties. So like some days you could get different waxes, different putties to try out. You could do a pin in one day, a tray, maybe a couple of trays. You know, accessories basically. So like you could put in some fancy tweezers, you know, your putties, your waxes, some of, like one of these in a day would be nice. So this is the ceramic blade thing. It just has that teeny tiny little tip that actually does the cutting. That'd be pretty cool. Washi tape, that would be amazing. Stuff like that I think would be really cool to do in an advent calendar. So you're opening up something to use with your diamond painting and to try out. And it could even be like themed, like not like a certain genre, but like, you know, holiday themed. Doesn't have to be Christmas themed, it can be holiday. So like your waxes and your putties could be scented really nicely with like the holidays. And then, you know, there's so many tray companies that are coming out with really cool designs, like actual like theme designs. Those could be really fun. And maybe like, you know, on like the last day, because that's supposed to be the best day, you could put a pin. And it doesn't have to be like the really cool hand turn pins, because those are expensive, so that would really raise the cost. But you know, like this one. This one ain't a hand turned one. It could even be just like a cute little. So there are some pins that aren't as practical. So there's like single placer pins that are more like cutesy and fun. There's the light up ones. If you go with like the cheaper options, like the really cheap options, then you could do the tray as the, like you could do a cool tray as like a decorated one. So like my dragon tray that I showed last Wednesday or Thursday, I think I ended up having to post late. Something like that, but like holiday, the calendar themed, like you can have like the date or whatever on it with something cute. That'd be really cool. So I don't know if anybody else thinks that's a good idea, or if my brain just needs to stop. I come up with weird ideas like this all the time. So another idea I had that was diamond painting related was, so some people can't dish out expensive canvases. I can't do as many as I see a lot of people doing. I can't even do like getting one a month. So like the Bella Art order I did, I'm using a firm to make payments on that order, because it was $100 and some order, and that's a lot for me to dish out at one time right now. But because a lot of people can't afford, you know, a lot of the higher end prices, I was thinking it would be cool to learn how to do the rendering. Start figuring out what kind of like grid sizing and all of that I like, or that works, you know, good. And then can just sell the digital copy of the image with the rendering, and people can go get it done by whatever company they prefer. So like I know Ever Moment's supposed to be a pretty good one. They're on AliExpress. And there's others out there. I've been trying different customs already. And the last one I did, I haven't shown anybody yet. Oh, I showed my sister. Was a Witcher one, and it turned out okay. But so they digitally rendered it, like we're just like the computer decided what everything was. And that did cause some issues. And the print on the canvas wasn't great. There were some symbols that were really... One of them was just completely unreadable. Luckily it was only one, so I was able to, like, figure out which one it was supposed to be. And then after I got it done with what it was supposed to have on it, I did go back through and pull off some stuff and just fix a couple of spots, but it's still not, you know, like this type of quality of an image rendering. So I thought it'd be cool to figure out how to do that, and then I can take and sell just the digital rendering, because having stock on hand of all of that, I don't have room for that with everything else that I do. Craft wise, I don't have room for it. And to have a bunch of stock of pre-done up diamond paintings. So yeah, I thought that could be a cool idea, because then people could go, and if they can't afford, you know, really nice canvas, they could go and get one really cheap off of like Temu, because there's a lot of them doing custom on there now. And so like they could message and see if, you know, the rendering would work for that company's prints on a cheaper option. Every Moment has pretty decent prices. Not as cheap as Temu, but they are more of a higher end, cheaper brand. That doesn't make any sense, but I think like a 50 by 50 would probably be like 30, I think it's like 30 bucks on there. I'm not for sure. I can't remember numbers like that, but their pricing is like about half of what, maybe a little bit more than half off of what I see everywhere else. For the designer canvases. But that way people who can't afford $60, $70 on a canvas, but still want to do, you know, still would like to be able to get ones where it's not artwork being stolen. Because for that I wouldn't do anything that wasn't legal renderings. And sorry, that's Sweet Pea, she's old. She's over there snoozing and dreaming apparently. So I'm not gonna bother her. She's old. She's a boxer and she is 12 years old, almost 13, and I can't really see. I have to keep my camera back here, and it's making it to where I have to be farther away from my canvas than I'm used to. So I'm like trying to go at funny angles to see what I'm doing. I don't know if that's right or not. If not, I'll adjust it later. So yeah, if anybody has constructive criticism on my idea, you can leave that down below. I don't mind, just don't be rude. I got a rude comment last night on one of my videos. It was not fun to see and very demotivating for sure. And everybody's, you know, welcome to their opinion, but be nice about it. I hear people talking, I like watching videos I see where people talk about, you know, people being rude and on their comments on videos, and I've only had like 2, maybe 3 comments like that, but I'm also a very tiny channel, so. And usually the comments are very amazing. Let's see. So I have this crazy idea that I came up with a long time ago. My kids think it's awesome. It's not diamond painting related, just life, parenting related, really, kind of. So, I think a really cool idea would be, say, like all those old malls that are kind of dying out and whatnot. That'd be a good place to like put a business like this into. So my idea was to do where you have like activities for children to do and activities for parents to do. So that way parents can still go out to date night without having to leave their kids at home or feel guilty because they left their kids at home or whatever. And so like to go in, you would have to like check your kid in. Kind of like you do at Chuck E. Cheese's. Pretty much a lot like you do at Chuck E. Cheese's. So like your kids couldn't leave with anybody except for who they came in with. And you know, IDs would have, there would have to be like, parents would have to have IDs, you know, of course, which makes sense. And so that way parents could go and have a date while their kids went and did fun stuff. And I mean, it would take a lot of I want to do this green one. I'm trying to figure out what that symbol's. Oh, 57. Ooh, it's an AB. So these are pretty. And there's a little pink square drill that apparently tried to ride along. And it's an AB. That's pretty. So the parents could go in, you know, and do stuff while kids went in and did stuff. What would be really complicated about it would be like, you'd have to have a lot of kinds of like places on the inside. So, you know, different, you know, a couple of restaurants, and then it's like, you know, places for the kids to go do stuff, and it'd have to be more than like what's typically at a mall. Cause like just a little playground wouldn't be enough. It would need to have like activities, fun stuff for the kids to do besides, you know, just playground stuff. So like there could be like a crafty area, and it could be like a learning center, but not like boring learning, but like fun learning, like where you get to do like experiments, like safe experiments, like, you know, the simple stuff. But there has also have to be like stuff for a little bit older, a little bit younger, you know. Of course there'd need to be like an age limit of, you know, which kids can go into certain sections, and the people taking care of the kids, you know, would have to be supervised. There'd have to be a lot of cameras around because, you know, there's monsters out there. So a lot of cameras, a lot of adults who have had, you know, good background checks done, experience with kids. There'd have to be somebody who has some sort of like medical training, not like gonna have to do surgery or anything, but like who can be there in case like a kid has an allergic reaction to something, or somebody falls and gets hurt, you know. the stuff that you hope don't happen, but should be prepared for, type stuff. And then, you know, there'd also have to be plenty of options for adults. There need to be somewhere, there'd be a couple of restaurants, activities to do. So, like, you know, the movies, I don't know, bowling could be in there. So I wouldn't recommend a bar in there just because of the whole drinking and driving thing. With kids in the car, that's even worse than, I mean, it's already bad enough, so let's not promote anything that could be like that. And of course, you know, adults should be responsible enough to have a designated driver. So, I mean, if you wanted to do a bar, you could also offer a taxi service type situation where, you know, but I don't know. I'm the kind of parent who doesn't drink. Somebody has to be sober in my house, period, which I don't really drink, so it doesn't really matter. Neither does my other half, so it's not been a real big concern for us, to be honest. But I do feel like somebody sober needs to be in the house, because if something was to happen, somebody needs to be functioning enough to deal with the situation. I'm trying to figure out what that symbol is right there. It's like right here. But I don't, it looks like a circle with an arrow, but I'm not seeing it on the, oh, there it is. Number 20. So what you're seeing there is that little dryer sheets to help take static down. Use my tweezers so I don't get a bunch of gems stuck to me. So I mean, there'd be a lot of logistics to figure out to do that, and that's on a lot of money on organizing different companies to come in there and whatnot. So very complicated idea, but I think it'd be a cool idea to have somewhere safe where parents can go and take their kids to still let their kids do something fun and know that, you know, their kids are, you know, just in the same building as them, you know, just off having fun. I think that would help a lot of parents who don't have, you know, family that babysits for them. And I mean, it probably wouldn't be a good idea in like small towns and whatnot, obviously, but in like the bigger places. And, you know, if you have it in bigger cities, then some of the smaller towns, it would be worth driving from there to the bigger town to be able to have an experience like that. And, you know, you could do all sorts of like events there, have like themed nights where like there's like, you know, somebody dressed up as characters and stuff that kids like. That could be fun. You could have your own little like theater for kids that plays, you know, kid movies. And, you know, parents could say, there could be a way to like, where parents, you know, still have to prove that their kids are going to do certain things. You could have it like set up on an app or something to where like if the kid requests something, like kids could request something and the parents could be like, yeah, that's fine, or no, I don't like that, type thing, for anything that costs, you know, more. So like, you know, food or whatever, it could be all be set up on like, you know, a the bell system. So it was an idea I had years ago, and I just thought it was cool. I keep sticking myself to the canvas. Oh, see, that's gonna drive me crazy. I already have 40 minutes. Wow. That's crazy. I'm gonna come back down here and work on the closer to me so I don't have to. What on earth is going on here? Okay, well, that gem does not want to come off this. No idea why I did that. Usually doesn't do that. Sorry, apparently my voice does not want to work today. I don't know why it keeps trying to cut out on me. This canvas, and it just tried to not work at all. It looks really cool. It's very sticky, so like the diamonds aren't gonna pop off or anything. Not finding any trash drills so far. It's always nice. And trays are working out pretty good. I do know whenever I get to these 6s, this tray is not going to be beneficial because it'll be black on black. And that will be a little hard to see. So, this is my first WIP video, and I'm going to try to do them on Wednesdays. And I'm going to call it Whip It Wednesday because I think that's hilarious and I'm a dork. So that's what I'm going with. And if you guys think shorter videos would be better, or you have any ideas for the chat part of it, like questions or topics, let me know. Because, yeah, I feel like I'm very boring to talk to sometimes. I don't know. I always feel like nobody's interested in what I have to say. And it's part of, my growing up. That causes me to feel that way. It's not because people treat me like that. It's just growing up, I was in a house. I had my 2 parents. Well, I had a dad, and for the first half, and he had several girlfriends in and out of his life. And then later on, when I was in like 3rd grade, I got a stepmom that lasted for a while. But so it was me and my brother for the first half, and then after that, when he got with the one who became my stepmom, she had 2 kids. My sister, who gave me a bunch of diamond painting stuff, is her daughter. Technically, she's my stepsister, but to me, she's my sister, and her kids are my nephews and niece. So period. Like, I don't classify them any other way. I love them with all my heart, so. They had grown up with 3 other kids, and I was, I was the quiet one. My oldest sister, the one who does diamond painting as well, she was pretty quiet, but she was also the first to leave, so and we were quite a difference in age for that time of period. But with 4 kids in the house, it was kind of hard to get that focus on me. Not that they were trying to not or anything. They weren't trying to ignore me or nothing. I was the quiet kid. I didn't seek out attention, so I kind of didn't want to be seen too much. If that makes sense. I was happier not to be in the spotlight ever. Which, meant when I talked, it was usually on quieter, not such exciting things. I don't know. The depression and PTSD was really, they did affect my childhood quite a bit. I didn't just, no, that was right. And, then I didn't know that any of that stuff was causing me to be the way I was. And I'm still very quiet out in, public and stuff. Even with people that I've known for a while, I just have a hard time in a lot of situations, so. Alright, well, it looks like that's that color. I already forgot what it was. What number it was. 20. So these trays are working pretty nice. That I don't like. Another new tray would be a little bit easier to pour out. I have no idea where those gems went that just fell out. I'm sure we'll find them as soon as I go to clean up what I'm doing. So, let's see here. Let's do some 4. No, that's another brown. Let's not do 4. Could do some 8s. It's like a gray color. That way it's not the exact same thing we just did. Just slightly different shade, Oh, these are gray. They still stand out in the black tray. Good enough. Ooh, I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe next time I should have some coffee out, so I can drink it as I go. I normally drink coffee in the morning, but this morning I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I do that. I'm like that sometimes. I have such a small palate when it comes to beverages that whenever I get tired of something or I need a break from something, it really sucks. Because like right now, I tend to drink certain brisk pink lemonade, coffee, smoothies, like my smoothie that I make specifically. And that's pretty much it. And right now I'm in a state of I can't do the pink lemonade right now because it's every so often I take a break from it because the harshness of it starts to irritate my stomach. And that's where I'm at right now with that. So pretty much living off of coffee and smoothies, and yeah, that leaves me quite thirsty. Especially now that today I took coffee out of the mix. I did have some juice this morning. It's the juice I used to make my smoothies, so I can't drink very much of that or it does horrible things to my stomach. Makes my stomach hurt really bad. So I need to break out my circle bottle, and I got a new cartridge to try for it a couple weeks ago and I still haven't tried it. And hopefully I'll like that cartridge so that way I can start drinking something else. I was trying to drink some root beer, but it was not, the carbonation in it was building up in my chest and causing chest pains. So I'm not doing that anymore. And cherry Coke, I was drink a tiny bit of that here and there. More because, so for a while I was on my migraine medication and I can't drink anything carbonated with that. It tastes horrifying. And after the wreck and going to the chiropractor, I'd been really sore for a couple of days and forgot to take my migraine medication. And they noticed I wasn't having any migraine, so I just stopped taking it for a while. Alright, sorry about that. Apparently they decided to test the sirens. I haven't heard them do that in a while. Not 4. No. Wow. I just completely forgot which one I was working on. It might have been all of them. No, that was number 8. No, I remember. Almost all of them. So I was talking about my migraine medication. I stopped taking it, but I'm gonna start taking it again until all caffeine will be out again. I started having a few migraines again, and I want to start taking it before it gets out of control. Because when I got put on it, I was having a migraine every day. And when I say a migraine, I mean a migraine. It was, debilitated, whatever that word is. It would knock me out all day, or most of the day. I'd have to be in complete darkness, complete silence, and I would still be hurting. So I don't want it to get that bad again. So I'm gonna go back on it. Plus, caffeine's not really working out for me anyways, so. And caffeine ain't worth the pain of migraines. So that's that color done. So their new 4-point something tray. 4.1 maybe. It looks really nice. It looks like they really upped the design on it. I'm thinking about eventually trying that one, or maybe waiting to see, what happens. I don't know. I don't want to be, I see a lot of videos of hauls where people buy way too much, and I don't want to get in a hole like that. So, trying to see what symbol that one is. 40. Another gray. But this one's kind of blue. And this will be the last one that I do right now. And then I'll work on all of this throughout the week. And we'll see how far I make it next week. I don't know. It kind of depends on how much pain I'm in after tomorrow's physical therapy on where I'm at with that. Because if I'm not in too much pain, then I need to get some resin stuff done. Oh, come on. Okay, fine, don't come out. Oh, sorry, I bumped you. Hopefully I haven't done that too much in this video. Hopefully. I do plan on posting some of my resin stuff soon. I haven't fully decided where. Between Facebook, Etsy. I'm not a huge fan of Etsy. I had an issue. I used to post stuff on there. Not a lot. But I shut down my shop after I lost somebody important to me, and they reopened it without notifying me. It was a glitch in the thing, but it made me quite uncomfortable with using them. So I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do, but I do want to start listing stuff that I make, instead of just letting it just collect. So, if anybody has any tips or ideas, that would be helpful. And almost done. Alright, so that was the last one of those. Man, this canvas is super sticky. So, yeah, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a good weekend. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Bye.